tell me what's going on in their brain, because all three of them have won tremendously thousands of times in their life. Okay, one is Michal Jordan, one is Michal Phelps, and the third is Napoleon. Okay, all three, they have different process, because you said that things that we experience and things that we do, they either become procedure memory or explicit memory, and when we keep repeating it again and again, the stories in our brain again and again, it ends up becoming a very strong memory. Right? That's how we end up winning or losing in some sort. Okay, or perform. That affects our ability to perform a task. Yeah. So all three people. So Michal Jordan, what he does, he would imagine in his brain throwing a basket. Right? So he says this, that everything in life happens twice. One inside your brain and then in reality. So it has already happened in your brain. So he would practice the whole match. That I'm throwing this, he would visualize it. Right? So that's one process. Second is Michal Phelps. What he used to do for years, since the time he started training till he actually ended up winning almost every race in the world. Right? Every night before sleeping, he used to see himself winning. Not the process. So Michal Jordan is looking at process. I'm getting the pass from here. I'm doing this. Phelps is only seeing himself winning. Like, this is what I've won. After winning, I've done this. Like right before winning, I'm like, this is how my water is. And he would see himself winning in different situations. Like if my water broke, like if my goggles broke and water got in, how do I win? If let's say I get stuck, if my start is late, I'm a win. It's just winning. And the third process is Napoleon. Before every big battle, he would sit down and he would imagine himself losing. That what are the ways that I can die today?
Yeah, it's a survival.
Right? It's a thing that... So he would just see himself dying from all the ways, and that's why he will never die. Like he would win almost, because he's eliminated in his head. These are the maybe 23 ways today I'm going to die, and I won't.
Protect myself.
I'm going to protect from those 23. All three different ways. All three are somehow actually practicing memory in your head to end up winning. What is going on in their brains? Is it all three different things? They're activating different things or same?
Likely activating different things. The one that the first example of Michal Jordan, he's activating every single circuit of practice. Either the real practice or the created practice in his nervous system. So he's highly process driven. It's like, I'm going to remember how it feels to shoot the 3-pointer, etc. How am I going to do this over and over and over again? And clearly the love of the game is obvious in him. He has inspired multiple people to fall in love with the game as well, right? So I think that is very process oriented. Michal Phelps has also got insane bodily advantages. That span, I mean, there's a reason he was the albatross. There's the span itself. So there's a physical advantage. But it's interesting that he's imagining so it's almost like a positive reinforcement. His goal is that I want to win that race, and he's reinforcing that positivity in him over and over again, but clearly not simultaneously saying that if I don't win this, I give up. That doesn't seem to be part of the dialogue. It's, I'm going after this and I'm going to go after this no matter what the circumstance. My goggles break, something isn't working perfectly. I'm still going to give it everything I've got.
So the thought of losing doesn't occur. What is going on in his brain?
Absolutely. So in a sense, he's just ideating the outcome for himself, right? This is like, I'm convinced I'm going to do this. Largely, it turned out to be correct. I mean, someone can ideate this and it may not work out because they have not done the work. It's also Michal Phelps, right? So, I mean, I could sit here and say, I also want to win the Olympics, but if I get to the pool, I will not even cross the... So there is a realistic element to his ideation. It's not just a pipe dream. It's someone who's performing at the top of their game, and then he's saying, I'm going to ideate the best outcome possible. So that's very realistically based. It's not a total pipe dream. But human beings have done this over and over again. I mean, there are examples of saying, I want to go to the moon. We wouldn't have believed we could have gone to the moon or gone to the other side of the moon and even seen anything. And we've done that, right, as a species. So clearly pushing yourself that it is possible to do what feels like the impossible is one way of motivating yourself to get to that goal. In the case of Napoleon, I think he's, based on this description, would be performing out of fear. It's a how do I survive? And those were survival circumstances. If you don't have that instinct, you are going to be dead on a battlefield, especially a battlefield unlike the ones of today and of that era. So I think that's operating out of a fear mentality. And certainly every description of him in history indicates that it was a man who would use every possible manipulative tool available to him in his arsenal to ensure that he survives.
Yeah.
Right? So it was one who was a pragmatist almost in a sense, right? How do I not be the one who's taken out on this battlefield? It's that approach.
Okay.
They're very different. I don't think the first two are operating from fear. The last one, I think, is operating from fear, but is still successful despite that because of the kind of situation it's in.
So,
but which one is the one that gets the sustained admiration is also interesting from our species.